pleasure, boom, she pleasure. Deep greedy, googling apple corner.
How's it going, guys? I'm all the way in foggy London town. It's a very warm day to speak to Randy Varnell, the creative director of Battleborn. I'm back for round two.
Round two.
We're so close to launch. We were supposed to come out February, but we missed it by a wee margin.
We margin, yeah. We
margin.
really love to have that extra time to polish the game, and I think what you saw today really shows that off really well. We moved from February to May 3rd is our launch date now, and I think people are really going to be happy with what they see.
Absolutely, I agree. I've had hands on for a good couple of hours now, and I'm loving the new modes, but we'll get there. Let's first, I want to tackle the Helix system we touched on last time, but have there been any changes from maybe the code I saw 3 months ago?
What's really different between what you saw then and now is just really everything's nearly finished. In fact, other than just balance touches and the last few revisions we're making on it, it's all complete in the game. We're getting it ready to go out and get in the boxes for May 3rd. One of the big things that you didn't see 3 months ago that was in, but I don't know if you got a chance to see today, were the mutations. So we have, every character has, of course, there's 10 levels in the match with 2 choices per level. But mutations, as you rank up your character outside of the match from 1 to 15, you're going to unlock 5 more abilities that socket into that Helix. So you'll get 3 choices on a Helix node instead of 2.
Instead of the regular 2.
That's right. So that happens 5 times. So every character has 5 levels that you'll have 3 instead of 2 choices. Again, just another way really to explode the number of potential builds that you have for characters, and great ways to, and some of those are really cool. I mean, they're really neat things. Sometimes like adding more owls to really changing the way healing works on Miko, doubling up. It's just really cool. There's a lot of options on that.
Loving it. Another addition of the new characters. 5 new characters. Last time I heard, I think there was 15. You guys, you've revealed all of them now.
So 10 new characters. If it was 15 last
10
time, we are at 25. 25. I mean, math is hard,
yeah,
right?
Math is hard. That's what I'm thinking.
Believe me, 25 is a number we've had to ingest because every time we do like 5 new mutations times 25 characters, that's a lot of work. So we put a lot of effort into the game, but we love it. The last time we saw it, 15 playable characters.
15 playable.
We've announced them all. The world knows it. 25 wonderfully different and awesome and varied Battleborn out there. I think there's going to be a few somethings for everyone.
Yes, so it has to be. Yeah. I mean, the roster's huge. And because the roster's so huge, my next question is, how do you balance the characters? I mean, it must be insanely hard.
Oh no, we just push the balance button. We go into the, you open the config file and set balance equal true, and it's done, right?
It's easier than I thought.
It's a massive amount of work.
Yeah.
We've really been looking at it since the very early days of the game. We knew we were going to have a lot of characters. We knew we were going to do competitive. So the game is always balanced kind of first for competitive, and then we adapt it a little bit for when you play in our story episodes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that go into that. We could do the hour-long how do you balance Battleborn episode.
We just might.
But really it comes down to, first off, listening to people. When we ran our closed technical test last October, just after you and I played the game together here, in fact, that was one of the reasons we actually chose to take a little bit more time. We looked at the game like, man, there's so many things we want to do, so much polish we put in it, and balance being one of those, that we spend a little bit more time working on that. But we listened to people, we listened to forums, we heard what people had to say, how they're feeling about the balance, and then we looked very deeply into the numbers. This game has so many stats that we track on everything that anybody ever does. That's a little creepy when I guess I say it that way, but really for balance sake, we watch a lot of statistics about how the game is played. When we ran the closed technical test, we really looked at character win rates, we looked at team composition win rates, we looked at earnings rates, growth rates, all sorts of different ways, and you have to kind of take both of those perspectives. How does it feel? How does it look on the numbers, and pull those together and then make some changes in tuning from there. So we've been constantly tuning the game.
It must be such a headache to try and tune, but you've done a great job. It feels better.
Good.
It does feel better.
Good. And we know we're not going to be perfect at launch. No game ever is, and again, this is just the beginning of what's hopefully a long partnership between us and the community to create a really awesomely balanced
He's basically like a mechanical luchador. I was looking into him a bit. Apparently, like one of the other characters ripped his arms off. Now he has
Isaac, our massive,
guy.
He has the big kind of, what do you do? It's kind of a AI controlled mech, right? There's a longer history there. You can actually, for every Battleborn, you can unlock some lore items. You can complete some challenges and unlock that. That will tell you parts of the story behind El Dragon and Isaac's rivalry. So there's some cool story.
And that brings me to the next point, because like, how do you guys come up with the lore and the backstory for these characters? Because it's almost as important as the character design itself.
Sure. Well, every Aaron, Lindy, and I, kind of as part of the creative team. Aaron Lindy is our writer. Sat next to each other for a couple of years, just dreaming up this
Maybe
universe.
A couple of years for inspiration.
Maybe a couple of years for inspiration. You know, but really, it's comes from everywhere. Our artists care an immense about it. They gave us a lot of ideas and feedback and help create the visual lore of the characters. The character designers who focus on gameplay still have a lot of ideas. This character should do this. You should think that. He should have this personality. And then it was just hours and hours sitting around thinking of, man, I actually have. You know, it's funny. I've teased it a little bit on my Twitter account.
Yeah.
I've got this massive timeline that I had to keep for the universe because the Battleborn, you know, are telling this story of the stars are being darkened. There's only one star left, and everybody's kind of lost their home world and their planet and their people and all that. And I have kept that thread of timeline. I've got this massive Excel document back in the office that's called the timeline of the end of all things. And there are hundreds of items on that to track this interweaving story of the end of the universe and the Battleborn coming together. So it's been a lot of creative and a lot of technical work to bring it all together, but it's sheer joy. I mean, I get to make stuff up and get paid for a living, and it's an amazing job.
It's glorious. It's glorious. Let's put all those ideas into a hardcover book for the collector's edition one day.
Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Good idea for you.
Well, a lot of that lore that we wrote is available in game. You can unlock it with those character challenges. You'll unlock some stories. You'll unlock some VO of characters talking. There's even a song down in there that we recorded for one of the characters, so you'll have to find that out.
Very nice.
But a lot of universe that you can uncover as a player.
Awesome. Look forward to uncovering it all. Let's talk about the new mode we played today.
Incursion. Yes.
Let's lay it on me. Like it's very similar to Meltdown, but you take it to the next level.
Sure. If you played Meltdown, Incursion has a couple of similarities. I mean, we have the minions in there, and certainly the great mix-up of you can build some turrets and some buildables to really control territory and help you move around. But Incursion is really more of an aggressive battle, right? Whereas Meltdown, you're really about getting your minions through a gate. You have to kill the other minions and other players to do so, but it really your score in Meltdown is all about getting those minions through the gate. Incursion is all about destroying the other player's sentries that are defending its base. So both sides have two of the big spider sentry bots.
Wolf sentry bots.
Yes.
Yeah.
That appear throughout the game, both in our story episodes and multiplayer, but they're really prominent here in multiplayer. They're big, kind of almost mini bosses inside of a competitive level, right?
Yeah.
And it's really cool. The best way to do that is you get your team across there. You get your minions that in this mode are specially equipped with lasers. You get them within range of the sentry bots, and they'll transform, and they'll kind of hunker down, and they'll shoot a beam laser that will strip off that sentry shield. And then that's the cue for you and your team to rush in and really destroy them and beat them up.
If you're trying to take him on head on, it's just going to be...
Oh yeah, I will instantly vaporize you. It's really, really tough. But it's really emphasizes kind of the team nature of playing Battleborn and the cooperation, getting your great mix of defenders and supporters and attackers all working in concert together with a great team mix to get your minions there. You can actually recruit these big thrall beast mercenaries that will go and fight for you.
With the shields,
But it really all is about winning that kind of tug-of-war style match, getting a massive amount of pressure, a massive amount of push onto the enemy team, and just overwhelming them.
I love it. My only problem is I have to decide between Meltdown and Incursion. They're both so good. It's between the two. I'm going to flip a coin, but I'm loving Incursion so far.
That's great. That's great. I really hope we have those two. We have Capture. It's another mode that players haven't gotten their hands on yet, but you checked out. I think it was last October. Very similar to what you see in some other shooter multiplayer games where you capture the pads and you get points from them with their own little twists. There's still buildables and leveling and all sorts of stuff in there. But a really different feel. I think everybody's going to have a favorite, and that's okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
We have a lot of different ways for you to experience playing these characters, and I think that's what makes Battleborn such a big, wide universe of play for players.
It is, and you guys are breaking new grounds. You coined it in the brief as a hero shooter.
Right.
Do you think going forward as a company, you guys want to maybe pursue more of these hero shooter type genre of games?
I don't know. Battleborn is such a big investment. I think it's got a potential for a long future ahead of it. We haven't talked about post-launch plans specifically yet, other than to hint at a 26th character that's on the horizon. But you know, I think Battleborn still has a lot of room to grow. So I think if we go down with the hero shooters, we'll do that. You know, you never know at Gearbox. You know,
Yeah.
we always have a couple of things that are, you know, like on the back burner, kind of slowly simmering in there, and we always like to mix in our favorite parts of all sorts of different genres. Part of being a game developer, I think, is not just making the same thing that's been made over and over.
Yeah, absolutely,
If you don't make something brand new, it's at least taking our favorite bits of things and mixing them together in new ways that combine to form something that's a new experience.
Awesome.
So, you know, I think the Gearbox will always try to do that.
Great. Keep doing, because you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to get my hands on the final version. No more delays, please. I want to play it. We all want to play
Very
it.
close. I think we're, you know, I cross my fingers. You know, there's always a chance. It's such a complex thing making any kind of video game, but I think we're pretty good on this one. So May 3rd should be the date that most of the world gets their hands on Battleborn.
May 3rd. If it's not out May 3rd, Randy's gonna shave his awesome beard off, and that won't be cool. So yeah, let's do it for May 3rd, Randy.
May
Thank you
3rd where the
so
beard
much.
goes. All
Thank
right.
you. Thanks so
Really
much for
cool.
making time for us, and we'll catch you guys online.
Thanks.
Cheers, cheers.
Deep greedy and googling every corner.